And full disclosure, my daddy is a Geechee. He's from Yamasee, South Carolina.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
And for summers, I used to spend time in Charleston and then Goose Creek. And I remember going to the slave market in South Carolina. And so I know that there is a deep racial divide in South Carolina. I know that the history of a deep racial divide is there. As a matter of fact, South Carolina was the first state to secede from the Union during the Civil War. And yet I see you making real inroads with moderate Republicans, with independents and folks like that. But how do you plan on unifying the state once you win? Because I'm just going to speak it into reality, Jamie. Once you win, how do you plan on unifying the state? Because there's been such divisions out there by so many.
Well, and I said from the very start of this campaign that in the end of the day, this is not about Democrats versus Republicans or progressives versus conservatives. It's about doing what's right versus what's wrong. And I want folks to understand that when I become the United States Senator from South Carolina, I'm not just going to represent black folks or just represent Democrats. I'm going to represent everybody because that's what the job is. The job is to be a United States Senator for all of South Carolina's people, not just some of us. And so that means that even if folks don't vote for me, I'm still going to be their U.S. Senator. And I'm going to work as hard for them as I would for those folks who did support me, because that is what the job's all about. And I'm going to try to do my very best to bring communities together. Criminal justice reform and policing reform are such important issues right now across this country. Well, we all know that the police have an important role in our communities. But we need to make sure that we bring accountability to the system. But we got to bring the communities together. Let's rebuild trust, or for many communities, just build trust because it's never been there. Let's do that once again so that we can have healthy communities. We spend so much time together fighting amongst each other, and we don't understand that the real competition isn't here inside America, it's outside of our nation. What's going on in the international sphere. And if we don't get together as a community here of Americans trying to make sure that all of us are created equal and then treated equally, then we're going to lose that global race because of the infighting. And so that's what I want to focus us on, making sure that we can bring affordable and accessible health care to our state, that we improve our schools, tackle the issue of climate change, make sure economic opportunity is in all communities. And I think if we can do that, we are well on our path to being that glorious city on the hill.